night I got to mention very briefly that one of my basic goals has been to explain and express my conviction that the best way to achieve peace and prosperity is through a free society. So, a free society, I think, is critical. But unfortunately, many years ago when our country was started, I think that principle was basically understood. The founders did their best job they could by writing a constitution emphasizing individual liberty, individual responsibility, and sound money and property rights. But since that time, we have drifted a long way from that. And now we are less free and we are less prosperous. I mean, what we're facing, especially you as young people, we are facing a major, major crisis. Because there was a time when we were always the strongest creditor nation. Today, we're the biggest debtor nation. And what has been the proposals, once it was recognized that we indeed did have a financial crisis, the proposal has been, well, the problem is the people and the government's not spending enough money. So I would say it's time to change that attitude, and maybe the problem has been the government is spending too much money and the people don't have enough left to spend it on their own. You'll still hear a lot of people say it. I don't say it as often anymore, that we say, we got to get our house in order. We have to quit spending this money because we're going to leave this debt for our children and our grandchildren. Guess what? It's right now. It was left for all of us now, whether it's the national debt that we're dealing with, the foreign debt, the individual debt, the student debt. Just think of that. Just think of that. Up to $1 trillion now. There's something grossly distorted with our society that we thought that we could get away with just living off borrowed money, and then if you couldn't borrow it, just print it. And they say they kept telling me that well, your proposal, Ron, is a little bit radical. You want to cut so much spending, but my argument is that the radicals have been in charge way too long. Political parties who have essentially agreed on many of these policies. It's been very bipartisan. I think I work across the aisle. I try to work with coalitions and get people to come in the direction of more freedom. But I think one of the basic problems in Washington all these years is we've been way too bipartisan, because it's been very bipartisan to accept the notion that we have an entitlement system